Hey everybody, welcome to RefTime, powered by RTS and produced by Coraggio Media. I'm Tanya.
And I'm Crane. We'll be covering rules, plays, points of emphasis, and all things official.
Welcome to another segment of RefTime. We have a great coach in the house with us today, Mike Ayers.
What's going on?
How you doing, Mike?
I'm blessed, man. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
We've been looking forward to having you. It's been a long time coming. We rescheduled this time, rescheduled another time, but you're here.
Yeah.
So now I know part of it is you have your own podcast going on. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, we have the Respect the Game podcast, ONV Respect the Game, on every first Thursday and third Thursday at 8 o'clock. First and third Thursday of every month at 8 o'clock.
Okay. Do you do yours live?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do it live. We talk a lot about from NIL to dual sports, major sport. That's all you want to do is just the one sport.
Are you talking like different levels of the game as well? Are you talking about one sport in particular, or are you kind of broad?
No, we go broad,
Okay.
and it's different levels.
Okay.
We always go all the way up to college just to keep it on a broader, scale.
Mm-hmm.
We even go down to AAU, rec league, because everything is important, at a different level.
Right.
You get kids who would never play high school basketball. We want them to have the dream of being able to be on the court as a rec league or AAU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now talk to me, Mike, walk us through what you did in your full-time job, because you're retired now.
Yeah.
And how that transitioned you into Respect the Game. And then, we want to learn a little bit more about how Respect the Game, the idea came about.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, it started way back in the early 80s, late 90s, early 80s, beginning of the 90s, as far as learning from what my mentor did for me. I always wanted to give back to our community, and the best way to do that is what was given to me,
Who was your mentor?
Reverend Starks, Ernest Starks.
Reverend Ernie Starks?
Reverend Ernest Starks.
Ernest, okay.
Yeah. He just recently passed away. He was my pastor at Greater Mount Ararat for a very long time. Before then, he was just that mentor for our young men in our community. Okay. He used to take us around in his own car, and he'll pack it up, and get us from one place to another. And I remember the one thing that I got out of it was that he taught me how to use my Bible. He taught me how to keep God in the midst of everything.
He taught you how to use your Bible.
How to use my Bible.
What does that mean? For
a daily strength. Some passage, some messages,
Right.
Some scriptures. We used to always pray before we played. He was just putting God in our life at a young age. We was young men, and it was just a blessing to have a person in our community, especially of God,
Mm-hmm.
to lead us. And we went around, we played, went to his house, sit around, we talked about God, we talked about verses and stuff, and it was just a teaching matter, learning, and I use it today, I try to use it as much as possible with my program, Respect the Game basketball program.
So now let me make sure I understand this. So this pastor, Reverend Ernest Starks, would work with you guys as young men, but when it came to teaching you things, he would pull out the Bible to teach you everything you need to know about answers to life?
It was a part of his tool. It was a major part of his tool.
He used it as a tool.
He used it as a tool.
Life lessons.
Life learned lessons. He made sure we did the right thing, man. He he just talked to us. You know, he was just letting us know how to, if you're gonna be if you're gonna have kids, how to be responsible of taking care of your things. You know, so.
And he would use the Bible to make those.
Well,
Teach that.
like I say, that was part of his tool. Some of it was, you know, life, everyday living. Some was just talking about how he came and, you know, what he did to take care of his family. So, like I say, the Bible was a big piece of, you know, of our upbringing at that age, and there was a blessing that we was going to church, you know, going in and being a part of God's message, man. And yeah, and so I put that in my arsenal, you know, to, you know, kind of like make sure our young people would, you know, at least have some kind of godly in their life, you know, not just playing basketball, but, you know, have a meaning about it.
Right.
And went over to the Jenny Recreation Center, where, you know, I've been there. I was there for 30-some years before I retired.
You said 30-some years. You know exactly how long you've been there. You and I had that conversation.
I just say 30-something.
How long were you there?
It's about 33.
33?
Yeah, I believe it's 33.
It wasn't quite 33, it was just over 33.
I think it was over 33 because I retired in March. This past March.
So it's almost a year for you.
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
What do you mean, kind of?
Because you know these guys that retire, but they don't really retire.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
now the truth comes out.
well, you know, you cannot sit around and do nothing.
Right. Well, your wife ain't gonna have you sitting around doing nothing, no way.
Well, she wanted me to, so you can stop that.
That may be, but then you gonna be up in the house all the time. She's gonna be like, "You need to go somewhere."
So the Parks and Rec called you back?
No. I moved on. I'm at the Fort Wayne Community School as a student advocate for high school at Antis Career Center.
But you have completely retired from Fort Wayne Park.
Oh, yeah. I'm done. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But you're not done working, but you're done working with that.
Oh, yeah, I'm done with Fort Wayne Parks. Okay. You know, appreciate all they did for me. Gave me the opportunity to give back to our community.
33?
Yeah.
Wow.
In different capacity as well, you know. I started off as a rec leader. Went through the process and became a program coordinator to director of a building, several buildings. But, you know, it was just part of life, man. They gave me the opportunity to create leagues, create programs to help our young people grow and to be successful in life, you know.
Well, I can imagine that they miss having you because
you were dedicated.
Yeah, dedicated, and I mean, you know, when I think of Jennings Center, I think about you and Benny. I mean, you know, we talked about Benny for a minute before, but
Did you miss many work days?
Not really. I mean, that was just.
Have you ever been sick, Mike?
Come on, man.
I mean, you're the epitome of health. Have you ever been sick?
You know, I'm gonna put it like this. I had to take my sick days, so.
You weren't really sick.
So I had to, you know, every now and then have a little.
It's use them or lose them, right?
Hey.
So hey.
He's always running somewhere or in a weight room somewhere.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Were you ever ill?
Yeah.
I don't think
Well,
so.
now you're not only with Anthus, but you are also now coaching.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a minute. You're assistant coach with the boys varsity.
Yes.
Over at Southside High School?
Southside, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that now?
I just got back. You know, I used to do it back way back.
You used to do it back in the day,
Yeah.
early 2000s, with the girls program.
And with the boys program.
Because you were with EV.
Yeah. That was Bless. That was the Bless program.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, I forgot about the Southside.
UND
Yeah.
See, you've done so much you don't
Wow.
I know.
Hey, man,
I know.
wow. I forgot about that. Yeah. The Southside. That was my first gig, too.
Yeah.
With the girls at Southside.
Yeah.
Now, you've coached boys, you've coached girls.
Yeah. I know here it come. Go ahead.
What's the difference for you?
You know, let me give you this one real quick. To me, there's no difference. To the athlete, you know, the young ladies felt like I was trying to coach boys. You know, because
stop that. She's gonna tell you.
Hold up, no,
like.
listen. I know why she looking like that. Listen, one young lady said, "You're not coaching boys no more." I said, "Coaching boys? I thought I was coaching athletes. That's all I do. You know, I wanted to bring the best out of you."
Yep.
Amen.
It's the same conversation that that we had at home when our daughter was, you know, playing in high school. You know, she got an attitude with him one morning when they were out working out, and she's like, "I'm a girl."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, you're not. You're an athlete."
Yeah.
And she had to stop because she was like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. And you said you wanted XYZ, so."
Yeah. Well, I had the same with mine, and mine was probably a different results than yours, because she was like, "I'm done."
Yeah.
It was my fault because I wanted more than what she wanted.
Yep, and that's
you
where
her success for her more than she wanted.
Yeah. And
that's
you know.
What you were gonna say.
Well, and that is that's a thing with girls, you know, definitely, and so there is somewhat of that difference, you know, where if you want it more than the girl wants it, you might as well hang it up.
My God, I did not, you know, and then so I've learned to tone it down. You have to, with this, especially in this age.
Well, and like we were talking even before, even with the boys, you know.
That's
where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta.
Man, I can't use my voice. What's wrong with you? I would get in trouble. Yeah, man, they can't take it. They can't take old school mentality.
Now, tell us what you mean by old school mentality.
Crane, do you know what old school mentality
is?
But
I want our viewing audience.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, they just didn't take, you know, they demanded to be perfect, to be good.
Respect.
Hollins.
Come on, keep
Discipline.
going. A.C. Eldridge. A.C. Story. We could keep going on. Jim Jones.
Yes, sir.
You know, they respected. They wanted. They respect. They demanded.
Yes.
Your best.
They demanded your dedication towards perfection. Now, we knew that we couldn't be perfect.
Not everyone.
But they wanted us to strive towards
it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
Man, that's a great thing. I mean, look how we are today.
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
we're resilient.
We understand you can't win it all, but you're going to give me your best.
And you knock me down,
I'm going to get back up.
Right. And everybody doesn't get a trophy.
Oh, here we go with that one. Listen. Hold up now. I was in between that. Because when I first started the program over at the Jenny Center, I wanted every kid to come out that program with a trophy. And man, did I get ripped. It was like, dude, come on, man. 5th place.
Right.
4th place. Man, I didn't care.
Give him a ribbon. Here you go.
See,
you participated.
Well, we got away from that.
Yeah.
We got away from
Why?
that. Yeah, because
why did you get away from it?
Well, it was parents was getting to the point to where, look at here, if they ain't gonna go out there and work hard, quit getting themselves.
Right.
So now I don't understand. If the parents felt that way, why did you feel opposite when you know kids don't develop well if you just reward them for nothing?
I wanted them to have something to make them strive for something else.
So you were working with kids that didn't have much.
Never played games before.
Right. So
I wanted them to
learn.
Love
the game.
Love it. Yeah. I wanted them to really, you know, involve themselves. Like, hey, man, I said, no, I'm giving you getting this, but man, you need first, second place, man. You need to do better. You know.
Did it work?
Oh yeah, we had one of the best basketball programs in the city at the Jenny Center. We went and participated in the Spies Field House, won national championships, got young people to college, D1, D2, NAIA. That was the ultimate goal.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls was to make sure we had girls playing on the boys level because we didn't have a lot of girls playing, but we had enough who was at that level where they weren't afraid to participate with the young men's. But you know, and the big thing was for us to teach our kids that it wasn't just about the sports part of it. It was being a student athlete, and that was a hard component because we really wasn't putting the pressure on the student part, you know, at the early age of our program. But then later on, we figure out, hey, we got to get that student part of it and get them involved with, you know, the education component. So we started doing college trips, you know, so they could see the big picture.
Yeah.
You know, this is where we want you to be at. And, you know, we did a pretty good job with that.
I want to change gears here a little bit, Mike, because I think at one time you had actually become an official.
Yeah.
Licensed official with the state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
Wow. In the early 2000s.
Why?
I thought, well, I'm gonna be honest. Well, the way I used to rip on referees and really, I'm gonna be honest about berate, because I thought it should go my way. And this one individual referee taught me
I remember you told me that.
taught me a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
You know, out there just ripping him some nice conversation about his refereeing, and he offered to go outside and let's finish this outside. You know.
Oh, wow.
And I guess I was that bad
Okay.
of a coach, you know, not respecting the game from a referee point of view.
And now he's wearing
Yeah.
respect the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you the individual he's talking about, you know, it's the same referee that was at that high school that coach tried to come after him. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this referee is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just say he's in shape.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, are you crazy? Are you serious? You know what? I can't. I went to him about that. He said, yeah, I still remember that. He gave me he taught me how to respect referees.
Okay.
With that alone, so I figured like I need to get me some information on being a referee, and that taught me to coach your team. Don't coach the referee,
Thank you.
because they're gonna
Shout out to all those coaches.
you know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to the referees, because when you start respecting them, guess what? It comes back. I used to love looking down on the other end at them coaches down there going off on the. I said, "Oh yeah, I got me one now," because it's over.
Right.
You know, so I'm glad you got me on the show, you know, to bring up the referee component. And I know this is your show, but I really, truly, I have so many friends, as the referees are truly good friends that I've grown to, you know, respect and stuff. I don't care about the calls no more, man.
Right.
You know, I teach my boys now, you better not say nothing.
Right. And the thing is, you know, okay, so one call doesn't go your way. Okay, did that make or break the game?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Let's go back and look at, you know, the stats. How many free throws? You know,
Yeah.
we've talked about that before. How many free throws did you miss?
How many layups?
How many layups? How many, just here, take the ball. You know,
Yeah.
how many times did you turn the ball over?
Yeah. 50-50 ball. I mean, we go on and on.
Right.
You know, and the referee is just one component of the game.
Right. And I can tell you 99.9% of us do not care who wins and who loses that game. We're not out there as officials to say, oh, I want this team to win.
Yeah.
No, we don't get paid enough.
I'm glad you said 99.1?
9.
Oh,
I
9.
said 0.9. I said
Okay.
0.9.
Okay.
Because in every industry has a bad apple, right?
Okay, I'll just say.
I mean, we all got bad apples, right?
99.1. Okay.
I'm gonna say 9.
That's the
99.9.
coaching side of it.
Yeah.
But that's something that, as officials, being 3 officials in one family, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
There's 3 areas that we have nothing to do with, that fans, coaches, and players never stop to consider.
Right.
We have nothing to do with free throws. Okay, young man,
Yeah.
you got 2 shots, boom. Clank. Okay, you got 1 shot, boom. Air ball, that's 2 points lost. We have nothing. Turnovers. We have nothing to do with turnovers. Missed shots. We have nothing to do with that. But as a player, as a past players, I know we don't think about that. We don't care. It's like, you just need to do better.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are you not doing?
Right.
Yeah.
And how long have you been sitting on the bench over there doing nothing? And then you come in the game and you come in and jack up a 3.
Yeah. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother.
It is. That's a whole nother podcast.
You know, yeah. But from an officiating, we go back into that. A lot of people think. I think they really think that we just put a striped shirt on, throw a whistle on, and step out on the court and have no clue about the rules and no clue what we're doing. And they have no understanding the time and the energy and the training that we put into learning the game from the rules perspective, and then training. We go through trainings during the summer.
Yeah.
We pay to go to camps because those of us that want to get better, those are things that we do. Now, do all officials do that? No. But those of us that do, we're trying to get better. We want to know the rules. We want to make sure that we are implementing them. And then when I have a game where I am implementing the rules and I've got a team or a coach that hasn't had that official that comes out there and does it, they're just a summertime official, it catches them off guard. Like, well, you're actually calling the game. Like, you're blowing your whistle too much.
Yeah.
Well,
we that's another story.
Yeah.
But let me say this real quick. I think coaches strive to look and see who they get as referees to make it about the referee and not about their coaching style.
Right.
Or
That's a good
about
point.
you know what I'm
I never
saying?
thought of that. That's a good point.
They want to oh he's refereeing us tonight. Oh we're in trouble tonight.
Yeah.
And I get it. I mean I was one of them.
But tell me this though, Mike. From now, maybe I'm wrong, but when I hear that, my perspective is, well, then that coach doesn't know how to coach. Because if he's going to focus on the officials, he's not putting the focus where it belongs, which is coaching the team to win. He's looking at the officials.
No, I won't say that per se. I would. They would kind of like put them like the reason.
Right.
I wouldn't say about the coaching that they couldn't coach.
But I guess I'm looking at the focus. If the focus is on this individual or these officials and not on the team, that's not coaching.
I think they wait on bad calls.
But again, that's not coaching.
Oh, well, it may not be, but in your eyes, but.
Well, and you're right. I think officials look at it differently from coaches because I'm going, why is he yelling at me when his team is not shooting well?
When his team just shot a air ball or something, why is that on me?
And I guess I don't understand coaches that yell at us, but their team is not running the play.
Well,
just told to run.
let me say this. For me, I feel like sometimes when I was doing it, I was trying to do it so my players wouldn't say something to my referees, whoever it may be, because I want my kids to respect the game, whether if I am or not. Because I'll tell them, let me be your argument. Let me be the one who argued for you.
Right.
So sometimes I think coaches does it for that reason, whether if it's wrong or right. That's what we do.
I think too, though, and that's one of the things that we always talk about in our coaches meeting at the beginning of the game. That
coaches meeting. Oh, you mean when we're meeting with?
Yeah,
coaches?
pregame.
Okay.
So when we when we get our coaches together, and we say sportsmanship starts right here, starts with the adults. And so if as a player, I see my coach going off on another adult, well then, and then I hear my mom or my grandparents in the stands and they're yelling and cursing, and everybody's blaming these 3 individuals or 2 individuals out there working this game. then as a player, as a student, I'm looking at them like, oh, well, he must be the reason I'm losing. She must be the reason that I'm not getting that call.
So they don't calculate
They don't,
the same way an adult.
right. And so, again, it goes back to the sportsmanship, and then we're expecting our kids to be better than us as adults.
So that's where I have learned to coach my team and let you do your refereeing, because it is a difference.
Yes.
I mean, it is a difference for a coach to be going off. But once again, it's not a but. Once again, we're trying to make sure, well, I try to explain to my kids, listen, I'm trying to speak for you. I don't want you out there being disrespectful or saying something that you don't have no business saying. So let me be your spokesperson, whether I'm right or wrong.
Right.
So there's two sides of that. And like I say, my coaching style now is way different from when I was a hothead and, with the help of my guy. He taught me some lessons, and and I learned from it, and without being jokeful, it taught me a valuable lesson. Anything could happen,
Right.
over something that we're supposed to be enjoying and having a good time,
Right.
and to lose life, lose your ability to play, lose your ability to coach because you made a bad decision in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Now that's another lifelong lesson.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm glad I never got to that part of being so disrespectful to a referee to where something happened.
Right.
We out of control.
People get out of control, and then they look back and go,
Why that? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you learned that lesson too. And I was just talking to God this morning that, he was asking me, Creighton, this happened and you didn't. We know how you are. You didn't tech the kid.
Yeah.
And I looked at him. I said, well, I think I've learned in life. I've become a lot more mature as an official. I have a lot more patience now, and I apply a lot more grace.
I've seen you guys referee lately, and your whistle have gotten shorter. You starting to let people play through some calls that you normally used to call every time down the court. In a heartbeat. And I've seen you guys just let the flow go. And I think a lot of times people have to readjust how referees are.
Exactly.
And if you don't readjust, then that's where the chaos come in at.
Right.
On both ends, it's.
Because our daughter Sydney, she understands that this team is going to play this team, and they've scouted each other, so they're going to readjust their game. But then people come in and they think they don't have to readjust their game because you have different officials. That's kind of not sensible.
Right.
Well, let me say something, and that's our fault. We should know when to we should know how to readjust. Okay, we got Crane tonight. We know he don't play with that carryover, that carry ball, and why do it? Hey man, dribble like you're supposed to.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
He's not gonna let
he
you.
He just need to ignore it, but he doesn't.
He does
Right.
not.
And Tanya's gonna make you tuck your jersey in.
And she's not gonna let you wear jewelry.
Let me go with that. Now, I get in trouble a lot for getting on my kids because I believe in looking sharp, looking like you're a winner, regardless if we win or not.
Right.
I want us looking good. I want you going out there looking like a team. When you got half on with half the shirts out and looking all raggedy and stuff, that's on us.
Yep.
That makes us, and I appreciate you telling them. I'm ticked off. I almost said another word. I'm ticked off
He's really ticked off.
when they walk out there not prepared to play.
Yeah.
Because they got to stop to tie their shoe up or they got to stop to tuck their shirt. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You a basketball player.
You 17, 18 years old. Why ain't you got your stuff tucked in?
They're the worst ones, but we ain't got that much time to talk about that.
As I say, before we run out of time, tell us about how you transitioned. Where did Respect the Game come from?
I always believe that everybody needs to respect the game, from parents, coaches, players, referees, everybody, scorekeeper. And I just wanted to install that into our kids. You know, you can't win all the time. Learn how to lose. Learn how to be winners. And when I say learn how to lose, that don't mean you go out there and say, "Oh, I'm finna learn how to lose." No,
You're saying learn how to lose with class.
with class,
Right.
like, because you're gonna come back. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from what you've done to be in this predicament. So the respect the game is I wanted to put into our young people's mind. We got class. We want to be, you know, top of the game. You know, and you know, when you respect the game respects you.
That's old school. I
Yep.
like that.
Love it. Love it.
And so real quick then, last thing is respect the game. You have your podcast. And so what is the philosophy of the Respect the Game podcast? Because we focus on all things official. But what do you guys focus on?
To give knowledge back to the community, because there's a lot of things that we know about or learn about, but we don't know about it.
I did watch one of your podcast episodes on, and this is where I learned about NIL.
NIL. That's a great one.
I didn't know anything about it. You've heard of NIL. I didn't know much about it, and I watched the podcast you guys were having with that female
Chantel Smith. Yeah.
She's doing the she's a, what is she again?
She is a sports agent.
Yeah, sports agent.
And so she explained NIL, and I got stuck on it. I was like,
Yeah.
I rewind a while.
Yeah,
Okay, now I
yeah.
learned about NIL.
Yeah.
So you help the community.
Well, and that's that's one of the things that Respect the Game podcast does is try to give back to the community to teach and learn.
You taught me, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
learned me well.
Well, and we mainly really want our families, our parents, you know, really to understand that knowledge, research, and things like that goes a long way to help your children go to that next level. So that's what the Respect the Game podcast is. ONV Respect the Game podcast is all
And I'll
about.
say ONV, we used to be a part of ONV.
Yeah.
You know, so I like the way you guys have, I like the trajectory it's going on. You
Yeah.
and James and them have done a really good job. My congratulations to you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and please be looking out for ONV Respect the Game because we will be coming soon to our city.
Good.
All right.
Got any last second questions?
Just thank you so very much for
Yeah.
coming on. We appreciate it. Be on the lookout for our next ref training. That'll be starting actually in March. We'll have a volleyball and a basketball training for anyone who wants to learn more about officiating. You can get more information off reftrainingschool.com. Also be looking forward to our next 3-on-3 tournament starting. That will be on July 12th. And you can get more information on Hoosier 3on3.com.
Say it again.
Hoosier 3on3.com.
I stepped into your area. I came into your primary.
You did.
area.
You have a tendency to come into my primary.
Well, I'm not going to say
You
you
know.
need help. But anyway, who's your 3on3.com?
We're going to talk about that after.
Oh, I know we will.
Okay.
I know we
You
will.
guys are
And then
silly.
also, and just also to let everybody know, we do have a free training coming up this Thursday. It's going to be at Indiana Tech University, and that will be at what time? That's 7 o'clock?
6.
6 o'clock.
Yes.
What do you
But you know no one will see this because we're doing it now and the training will be over by then. So
Yeah, it'll be over by then, but that's okay because then you know we're doing trainings in the community. So,
There you go.
there you go.
okay.
What's the phone number we can call
Uh,
if I'm jumping the
probably
gun?
better 260-485-3425. 260-485-3425.
Because he answers all those random phone numbers. So,
And again, they can go to the website
yes.
and get more information from our Rough Training School.
Yeah, and then also we have email and stuff. So reftrainingschool@gmail.com. So,
All right, so thank you for joining us for another segment of RefTime. We'll see you again soon. Take care.
bye.
Thanks again for listening to RefTime, powered by RefTrainingschool.com and Hoosier3on3.com. Produced by Coraggio Media, RefTime is recorded in WELT Studios in beautiful downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana.
To join RTS, visit reftrainingschool.com. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Until next time.